Welcome to the Recruitment Business Accelerator Podcast. Creating a successful recruitment business is not about you being the best hands-on biller or driving most of the activity for your team. It's about you becoming the best strategist, marketer, and leader so that you can create a powerful business that grows quickly and does not depend on you. For the last 10 years, Nicky and Katy have been advising recruitment business owners just like you to do exactly that. If you want to grow your business by 20% to 250% in 6 months or less, half your hours, and build a powerful recruitment business that doesn't depend on you, keep listening. If you want it faster, visit centeredexcellence.co.uk/apply. Here's Nicky and Katy.
I am very excited about what we're going to be sharing with you today because it is a very, very quick way to generate business organically. So if you would like to win new clients at the moment, then this process we have been using ourselves and also with our private clients, and they're getting amazing results. So how about a strategy that you can implement that will organically grow your customer base and help you interact with them so that you can generate one-to-one conversations within hours? We've had people who've generated conversations within an hour and have made placements with 2 or 3 days over the last week and a half. So how does that sound? If that's what you want, then please stay tuned. So I'm Nicky Coffin, founder of Centered Excellence, and here with my amazing business partner, Katy Green, who is equally CEO of the business. So we are here today to talk about the 4 hacks to organically grow new customers without having to spend a penny on advertising. Now, I'm guessing that pretty much almost everybody on this call will be needing to generate jobs pretty quickly, either because your existing clients have switched their jobs off, or frozen them, or pulled jobs, or for a lot of people, in order for us to be really thriving over the next month, 2-3 months, we're going to have to move outside our existing client base. And now is a brilliant opportunity to not only do that, but actually to upgrade your clients, to get rid of clients that you've been wanting to say goodbye to for a long time, and actually to get and to win clients that are like your dream clients. We've had this happen within our client base. Somebody who won her dream client she's been chasing for 12 years off the back of the work that we've been doing, teaching how to do. So now is a really brilliant opportunity to do that because people are available to have conversations and are far more open to reach out than they were 6-7 weeks ago. So this is a real opportunity to upgrade your client base and, to set a foundation for your business moving forward that you're going to then benefit from months and years to come. So it's pretty cool. And Katy and I have said this all along, the people that are going to thrive in this marketplace are people who are having conversations with their clients. Katy, what, in terms of your thoughts on this?
Absolutely. We've got to be in front of our clients. This is the time when we want to be communicating with them as much as possible. And in fact, we had a lovely comment yesterday. One of the ladies in our private group, in the Momentum group, is actually running a community. She's doing some community work, and she has a group of people who are supporting people right now in their local community with the COVID and being restricted in their isolation. And one of the things that she was saying, which I think perhaps we take for granted, is in fact how important it is. Part of this community work is being able to be on the phone at the end of the phone for people, because right now people feel so isolated that they really want to have that one-on-one connection with people. It's really, really important for their health and their well-being. And our clients are exactly the same. People are feeling this, having been in lockdown for 6 weeks. So, don't underestimate that you're not just supporting them from a business perspective. This is also from a personal perspective as well. So people really do want to have those calls and talk to people. It's really, really important.
Yeah, and it's then how you generate these calls, because there's I think one of the things a lot of us have got caught up with, and one of the main problems that we see is that people will come to us and they want complexity, they want sophistication in their marketing, but most of the, and there's the sales processes, but actually most of the time, the fastest and most reliable way is the simplest way that is right in front of you. And it's, we have gone back to basics with a lot of our clients, but in a tech savvy, social media savvy way, because this is the fastest way that you're going to generate these calls. So our philosophy always is, less is more, to seek simplicity over complexity. And so if you guys are cool with that, then you're going to really love what we're going to be sharing with you, because rather than having to create, a webinar or Facebook Lives or lead magnets and set them into a system that might take months of emailing and follow-ups and stuff like that, this is a really, really simple process that will help you to generate these conversations quickly. So let's jump straight into what is step number 1 here. And you might think I am teaching you to suck eggs on this, but I can tell you people are not doing this, and they're not doing it, certainly not doing it consistently. So the first step is to find and join groups either on Facebook or LinkedIn where your target audience are hanging out. And by groups, what we want you to be looking for is groups that are interactive, where there are people commenting. It's not just, and this is a problem I think we found with LinkedIn. There are some groups on LinkedIn that are very active, but it's few and far between. So I think 2 or 3 years ago, LinkedIn was a brilliant place for having a group. Not so much now, which is why we've moved to Facebook. And so you need to find a group on LinkedIn or Facebook, and we would be recommending that you join between 3 and 5 groups where you've got a high level of interaction. So people are commenting, similar to the Recruitment Business Accelerator group, and people are asking questions, they're sharing advice, there's a community there. So we want you to, the first step is to find and join these groups. And you want to get really clear on who your target audience is. So for example, if it is, say you work at tech sales space, your avatar client is going to be the decision maker that you want to be speaking to in these tech companies. So that might be, for example, the sales director. It could be the CIO. So you want to be finding a group where those guys are hanging out. And, it could be, there could be different levels of groups. There might be one for lower middle managers. There could be one for leaders. So when you're doing your searching, you want to be looking for like keywords like, a hack on this is, leaders in technology, or, MD's forum for technology. And so when you're putting your code words into the search, you want to be targeting the job titles or the level of people that you want to be hanging out with. So that's step number 1. Then step number 2 is you need to become visual and valuable in these groups. Now, what do I mean by that? I can tell you quite clearly what not to do. So we don't want you to go into these groups and just land in and start blogging and, putting posts and, putting comments in about, jobs and stuff like that without any warm up. And because it looks spammy, it can really damage your brand. And the analogy that I heard the other day, which made me giggle, was it's a bit like going to a cocktail party that you've never, you don't hardly know anybody there, and you grab a chair and stand in the corner and start shouting at people, listen to me, and that's the equivalent of what you're doing, but in the social media platform. So you wouldn't do that at a cocktail party. So why would you do that when you're going into online? So you need more of a stealth approach, and you want to first of all go in and observe, and you want to be looking for comments that people are making where you can actually showcase your expertise and add value. So it's not just that you're posting a comment randomly. You want to be finding comments that you can actually add value on. So you're not only visible, but you're valuable. So when you're then making the comments, think about it. It wouldn't necessarily be something you'd be writing from your perspective. You might be writing it from a client that you work with who you managed to get a good result. So you might say, oh, that's really interesting. we had a situation like this with one of our clients. This was the problem they had. This is, you know, the solution that we helped them to get to, and then this was the result. So by talking about it, your clients rather than yourself, that also positions you as an expert, and also an expert that can help to get people results. So that is the second step. The third hack is people will then start to react with your comments. They might even write another comment below, or they might do a like. There are people who will be responding in some way to your comments. And those are the people. So if somebody likes your post or likes your comment, you want to be then connecting with them. So if it's on Facebook, you would want to friend request them. If you're on LinkedIn, you would want to do a LinkedIn connection with them. And then as soon as they come back to you, either they've connected with you as a friend, or you've connected with them as as a LinkedIn, you would say, thanks so much for connecting. I saw that you liked my comment. That's really great. I'd love to learn more about you. Would it be all right if I ask you some questions? And then the step 4 is, so then you've started the engagement. Then step 4 is to then follow up those comments. So what I mean by that is actually there's a process, and this is a process that we teach our clients, where you actually can connect and engage and start to nurture that conversation and really understand what their pain points are. And so you would have a virtual conversation with them on either Facebook or LinkedIn, where you are assessing, what do they have a problem? Find out more about the problem that they have. Is this a problem that you can solve? And go deep, empathize with them, show them then the next logical step. If they do want your help, or how you potentially can help them, but you keep it really casual. It's very conversational. And if you do feel that you can help them, at the end of that message, you would say, I've got something I could help you with, or would you like some feedback on that? And okay, so let's jump on a call. And so therefore you then take that person from social media. You've become a visible and valuable, so you've been able to showcase your expertise and start to become someone who they know, like, and love. And then you're having a conversation with them online to establish where they're struggling with, and potentially where you can help them. And then you're pulling it in and into one-to-one conversation. So those are the 4 steps. Now, when you're obviously doing this, and this is, Katy and I teach a process we call like tiny tweaks. There's a very cool book that we hugely recommend you read, called The Slight Edge, which is doing things consistently. So when you're doing this reach out, it is important for you to be consistent, and we'd be suggesting that you make 5 comments a day, either on Facebook or LinkedIn. And also this process works on Twitter, it would work on Instagram, it works also via text, but just anything that's not email. And you need to be making sure that you're there when people start to respond. So speed is important. When people start to come back to you, you need to be there to pick up that conversation and have that conversation then. So it's almost like block time each day to do that. And Katy, if we look at the results that the guys are getting in the group who are taking consistent daily action, what would you say? Like, obviously something we teach, but what type of things are coming out for our clients who are taking the consistent daily action, even if it's just 10 connections each and every day, and they're doing this process with them?
I think you're right. I think it is, the key thing here is it's that visible and valuable. So the consistency is absolutely critical, but also understanding the client's pain points, isn't it? Because when they understand those pain points and they're able to support them, so really giving them value in terms of adding to the areas or the solutions that the clients are looking for. So what our clients are doing is getting underneath the skin through the calls that they're making of what are the problems that our clients are having, and then really being able to deliver that and match that back. So they're able to have a much greater level of conversation with them, because they're doing the connect and serve calls to actually first of all understand what's going on for the client, and then that enables their reach outs to be much more efficient and effective. So I think the two go hand in hand. That's the other thing I'd say about it, is it is making sure, and I know we've already, you know, given the guys a lot of support on this, and we've talked about this in past podcasts, but this is what's important. The two really are combined and they go hand in hand, because when you get them working like that and you're accessing the client from those two areas, that's when it really does work. So it is about going in and identifying what those problems are first, and that enables you to be much more valuable to the client. But you're right as well on the consistency, going to the right places to hang out, having that right, you know, knowing that you're in the right places, knowing that you're talking to the right people. It goes back to our formula, doesn't it, that we were talking about last week? You know, having the right offer for the right person in the right time, in the right way, you know, right place and time. So, you know, again, this is, if you like, supporting that by saying, making sure that you're dealing with it and going to the right decision makers and not just anyone, because you could spend a lot of time connecting with people and chatting with people and not being effective. So it is really important that you get the process, you know, right and accurate. But well, if you follow the steps that you've just highlighted, then that, you know, that would do that. But it is making sure that they are the right individuals.
Yeah, it's interesting because Victoria Taylor, I've loved your analogy. It's like marriage without going on a date. It sort of is, but there is the marriage bit. So it's about courting to make sure they're the right fit for you. So, you know, first of all, you need to make sure that it's the right person in the get go. You know that you. Yeah. So you're going on a blind date, and you know that actually right up front, this is not a person I want to be spending any time with. So you will try to get out of that situation pretty quick. So what we're saying here is you need to be making sure that you're meeting with the right person in the first place. Mm-hmm. Then obviously when you're showcasing your expertise, definitely could potentially seem like courting, you know, showing them that you're made of the right stuff. And then asking them for dating, asking them for a call. But the marriage bit is and we're not going to cover that in this call today, which is the actual it's called our connect and serve conversation, like the proper conversation. That is where you really are understanding, is this somebody that you know, I can help? Is there a connection there where both parties can benefit? And that, yeah, I suppose it's the precursor to the engagement and the married thing. So you will go through the marriage bit during this process, and but it's how to then create those conversations to have that marriage type, that, you know, the consulting conversation in the first place. So Victoria said exactly, you have to have the date to know you find the right one. That's absolutely it. And the thing about this is, you know, how many people have been on multiple dates and they know, then, you know, like, you know, when you find the right person, like there's some sort of connection, but you sometimes have to kiss several frogs to find your prince or princess. And it's the same thing with this, but because this is not a numbers game, you know, and that's the other thing actually I wanted to say is, by doing this warming up, by becoming visible and valuable, what you're not doing is you're not reaching out to people totally cold. And, you know, like one thing we would be saying to you to not do at the moment is to reach out to cold contacts, you know, or even to cold call. It is not a smart use of your time. It's really hard work for a start. It can be really demoralizing. And it doesn't work well from a numbers perspective. It can really, it's, you know, that is just purely a numbers game. And you can waste hours, you could be wasting days without actually getting to the right people. So we want you to engage with people who already have expressed an interest, or who know, love and trust you, or, you know. So by warming them up in this way is really really key. And there is still then maths off the back of it. So for example, we're saying, you know, do five comments in group today, and then you want to be reaching out to sort of about 30 people a day in your new approach to then generate. So if you do 30 reach outs, that should give you between 1 and 2 conversations with the right people. because not everybody's going to come back to you, not everyone's going to want to friend you. And then obviously then there's a ratio of the number of conversations you need to have to uncover someone who needs you. But having said that, the results we've seen with our clients, and this is why I was talking about consistency. So there's one of our clients, Alan, who, even though he's been not totally confident about having the conversation, he's just taken action. So he's been doing the comments, he's been doing the reach outs every single day. And he made a placement yesterday, Katy, I don't know whether I told you this, nine and a half grand.
Great.
So what happened for Alan was, so actually this is one other thing I was going to say, if you can't find a group in LinkedIn, that's okay. Where I would go on LinkedIn is your status update, and you want to find people or conversations with your avatar clients. So avatar contacts or clients who are posting status updates. Find a conversation in there that you can comment as an expert will be valuable in. And then people will either like that or they might comment back, and then you'll be connecting with them. So Alan had seen a comment in one of his connections that he'd written. He added a comment was valuable and expertise. A guy liked his post. He connected in with them. That guy actually happened to be a very high level candidate who'd just been made redundant, because Alan had been doing these LinkedIn connections and the connect engage conversations. He'd picked up a job, and that's how he's made the placement. And that happened in 3 days. So, and just to give you a couple of other examples of results we've seen just in the past week within our client base is there's another lady called Rachel Fennessy. She has she places into the finance market. So she's been using this approach to target really high level candidates and also clients. And she's won a dream client that she's been trying to get into for 12 years. She's got 3 people on interview for next week for 3 jobs. And she's used this organic reach out, and she's just skipping around. It's just like she's like it's raining gold in my world at the moment. It's just fantastic. And then another client, Debs, she places FDs, finance people. She used this LinkedIn approach to, and this is why we're talking about being really clear on who you're targeting. So she made a list of target companies she wanted to be working with in certain sectors she wasn't working with. And then she looked at who potentially was in her network who was working in that company, found a guy, did the LinkedIn connection thing, nurtured him, and has just won a retained piece of work for an FD in that company. And that's in the space of 7 days. So those are just 3 examples, but we're seeing all sorts of other examples of this working. It is generating opportunities and jobs really nicely within our client base. So yeah, it's cool. So if you would like to learn how to do this properly, and to do the organic reach out, but also then how to do the connect, engage and serve, or the as Katy was talking about, the consulting conversation where we're really digging deep for these clients and unearthing things that most people aren't able to do. Or if you want to just get better doing it now, maybe you're not so confident and you want to become really good at doing this, then let us know, because we do have something that will help you, but it is time. This is a time limited offer. We have a program called Momentum, which was launched on Monday, and we are teaching people how to organically grow their audience properly, how to have these conversations. And already we're day 3, people have uncovered jobs, Katy, and have people out on interview. So it's
love it.
Yeah, it is. It's
well,
good.
That's in the last 24 hours, because last night that hadn't have happened at that point when I got off the last training calling with them. So that's amazing.
So if you would like help to do this,
script.
Pardon, what was that, Katy?
That's their first day of using the script.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. But this is what's happening, guys. There is money out there changing hands. The market is there. You just have to be a bit smarter about your approach. If you'd like help to do that, I'm going to post a link in. you just simply go to this page and scroll down to the bottom, and you can then sign up to it. So the page link is rocketyourrecruitmentbusiness.com/momentum/30-day/blueprint. So I'm going to post that into the Facebook group now, so you can have it. But
he was working in that company. Found a guy, did the LinkedIn connection thing, nurtured him, and it's just one a retained piece of work for an FD in that company.
Justin, I don't know how to
in the space of 7 days. So those are just 3 examples, but we're seeing all sorts of other examples of this.
Right, there we go. It's off. Sorry about that. All right, so I can't post in the Facebook group at the minute. Katy will do that.
/30-day/blueprint. So I'm going to
for me. So I'm just going to post that now before we go on to Q&A. So any questions on either what we've covered today in terms of how this works, or any other questions you've got linked in around your business, your team, bringing your team back from furlough, and anything linked in around your business, any challenges that you've got at the moment, now's the time. Katy and I are here online with you. And we're always 30 seconds ahead of people. So don't be shy. Post whatever questions you have, guys. Now's the time to use the expertise. So I've just seen Ben, you posted here, how about following industry bodies and commenting on their posts? Definitely that could work, as long as there's other people commenting on their posts. So the thing to look for there is if other people have commented below that and there's something that you know that you can add that will create credibility and expertise and will add value to them, then definitely do it. If nobody's commented below that post, then don't. Let's just look at the other. Any other questions?
Can I just check that link's gone in all right? Can somebody tell me? No. Yeah, okay, cool.
I think so. Oh no, that's missing a blueprint.
No. Right, not the line caller.
Right. Now, I know that there are people on the call who might be thinking that there is not a lot of business happening out there, and or are potentially scared about how they approach the calls. And I would just say, honestly, pick up the phone to your existing clients, even if you're in a market that has been really hard hit, like hospitality and catering. Pick up the phone, find your clients, even if they've been furloughed, connect with them on Facebook. You might need to send them something, or say, look, I want to send you something nice. What's your home address? Just something that you can do that will enable them to have a conversation with you. Because these companies, like some of these companies, will have money. They just don't know where they need the help with. But even in the hospitality and catering space, I would really recommend you have these. And travel is another area. I would be really recommending you have these conversations. Right, come on, guys. Any other questions? Otherwise, we will give it a couple more minutes, or otherwise we'll call it a day.
They must be standing out of the park. Come on.
Okay. What always happens is we come offline, Katy, then people post questions.
Yeah. We're here to help. Tell us your problems.
So I'll tell you what I might do actually, is because there was there was a question from last week that we didn't have the opportunity to answer, which was quite a juicy question. Let me just get it.
Well, there's a question here. Facebook page, yeah, use your personal or business one.
Actually, okay, that's a great question. Okay, so you're going to be connecting with people from your personal Facebook profile, and what we're not talking about Facebook pages or groups at the moment, but it's your personal page. And I remember when we were taught this strategy about 9 months ago, I was like, oh no, I don't want to filtrate my personal Facebook, because that's where I keep in contact with all of my friends and my family through Facebook. I didn't want to infiltrate it with clients, so I thought, right, I'll set up another Facebook profile under my married name. And what a palaver! I'm glad I did it, because I know it's not the way to go, because what you have to do is then you need to log in and log out each time that you want, and I can't remember who I've spoken to. You have to also add in photos and stuff to your profile so it looks like you're realistic. So keep it on your personal page, but what you will need to do is to tidy up your Facebook profile, and it's just things like make sure the photo on your Facebook profile is of you, and if possible you looking at the camera. If there's anything that you don't want your clients to see about you, then obviously take that off your timeline. You can make stuff private, but there is, and it also the benefit is you can also add stuff into your Facebook profile. So it might be you getting industry awards, or you being like a member of like a networking group, or you've got a Facebook group that you run. So you could also be adding in stuff that helps you to be credible and like the expert. I also changed my biog bit on my Facebook profile, so it basically says what I do, which is similar to my LinkedIn profile. So if clients do land on it, then they're like, okay, I can see why Nicky's wanted to link it to Facebook friend me. So yeah, keep it personal one there. Now with there's a difference between Facebook groups and Facebook pages. Thing about Facebook pages, if you have a business page that doesn't have anywhere near the same level of reach as a Facebook group, which is why we have this group, Recruitment Business Accelerator group. We also have a Centered Excellence business page, but we will get so say for example we have 700 members in here. Whenever we post something, I think it's about 40% of the people in this group will see it. When on a Facebook page, about 1% see it. So there's a ton more. You get just a bigger kick for having lesser people in your Facebook group, and that's one of the strategies we also teach, is actually how to set up a Facebook group and how to nurture and engage your clients, so that you can then use that group to open opportunities. So yeah, so if you're asking me, I would have both, but where I'd be spending pretty much 98% of my time in, it would be the Facebook group, not the Facebook page. But that is a different strategy, and is one we teach in momentum as well. And it's a very cool strategy, because you'll get business out of that very quickly. Cool. All right. Well, I think that's it for questions for today. Thank you guys very much. So if you do want help, please reach out to and click on that page, rocketyourrecruitment-business.com/momentum-30-day-blueprint. And we've only got 3 spaces left. So it's time sensitive. Like, we're going to be closing this when we get those 3 places. And people are already uncovering jobs within 24 hours. So it really is working.
Yeah, we had another joiner today, one yesterday, one the day before. So
yeah, people have managed to
do it. Yeah, cool. Get involved. Get involved, as they say.
Alrighty. Well, brilliant, guys. We'll see you next week.
Take care, guys. Go Rocket.